Whew. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Thursday in transit edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com, and RestoredMotions, RestoredMotions.com. Hope your Thursday off to a great start so far. Yesterday, of course, was National Signing Day, and a pretty good day for your Fighting Tigers of LSU. 25, they went into the day with 25 hard commitments, and they came out of the day with 25 signees. That's basically what you want to do, is make sure on signing day that you get the guys signed that had previously been committed. So the only little flippy-floppy on signing day was Dalen Austin, the four-star cornerback out of California, ultimately flipped to Oregon, something that had been rumored for a while. And then Kamaran Pimpton, the tight end, who was a Vanderbilt commit, flipped to LSU. So LSU signs 3 tight ends. The out-of-state prospects that, there was a little bit of apprehension, like, all right, just make sure you finish with those guys. Jalen Brown, the wide receiver out of Miami, he was a one-time 5-star. Finished as a 4-star. He did, in fact, sign, as did Deshaun Womack out of the Baltimore area. Highly, 5-star edge player. A big-time recruit, and they wanted to make sure they finished strong with him, and they did, which is fantastic to see. So, Tigers have a really good day, man. Second class. Let me see if I can rest that there and not have it fall. It's probably going to fall. Hang on. I think I got this. Hang on. Oh, man. It's just like looking down, though. Anyway. It's actually not bad. So, anyway. That's not bad. You just can't see my Hudco hat. Cliff Nelson was good, man. So, pretty good day for the Tigers, all things considered, I think. You met needs in the class, what you had to do, and you got players at positions in need. T-Bob and I were talking about this last night at Scone and T, if you missed it, and I think that's an important point that can't be missed, is, like, yes, your class ranking and star rankings and all that stuff matter, and because ultimately it is a good illustration of comparatively how your class finished. If you're a top 5 class, I mean, generally speaking, you've got really good players that are going to pan out and be good college football players. The problem is sometimes we're like, this. I'm just gonna hold it. We talked about this, like how it was under Les for a time, where Les would he'd have some highly recruited classes, but your roster management got out of sorts. Like, I read a red light. I'm going to say some what's ups real quick. I'll finish my roster management point. Spurge, what's up? Zandel Moore, Wendell Norman, Leon Williams, good morning. Nikki C., best player LSU signed yesterday. Either Lance Hurd, the offensive lineman, or Deshaun Womack, the edge rusher. Cade Mayu, good morning. Update on Ricks. I'm going to get to that. Yes, so Desmond Ricks is signing today, and it seems like Bama came in with some heavy NIL cash yesterday, and looks like Desmond Ricks is going to end up at Bama. Whew, which would be a massive disappointment. So roster management. Anyway, we were talking about how, like, LSU a lot of times under Les would have these highly rated classes, but man, you go out there fall camp, and I remember one year, I think it was maybe 2013 or 2014, it was 14, they had more scholarship kickers than they did linebackers. Like, that's a problem, right? They would always have like 12, 13 scholarship receivers. And it's like, you don't even throw the ball. Why do you have that many scholarship receivers? Well, your class ranked highly because you had these highly regarded guys, but you were deficient in spots, right? So, I think that's one of the really good things that they did in this class. And we haven't even gotten word on all the transfers yet. So, I think you needed tight ends. You signed 3. You needed defensive line. You got a couple of edge guys, and then your 3 edge guys, and you've also got 3 players out of the portal, 2 interior and 1 edge. So, and they're not done. I think they're going to get more defensive linemen out of the portal, and they're going to have to get cornerbacks. So right now you've only got 2 cornerbacks on your roster for next year, Sevyn Banks and LaTerrence Welch. You signed 2 yesterday, Jeremiah Hughes, a 3-star out of Bishop Gorman in Las Vegas, and Ashton Stamps, the 3-star out of Rummel in Metairie. It's worth noting, though, Stamps was listed as a safety, but LSU is officially listing him as a corner. So, that only makes 4 corners, and the only one that's actually played any meaningful ball is Sevyn Banks, who's been hurt for 2 years. So they've got to go get corners. That's why. So today, Desmond Ricks, who's a 5-star, I guess depending on what service you look at, but he's the highest ranked uncommitted cornerback in the country. And LSU had him on campus last week, and for the final official visit, and he was a heavy LSU man. I mean, everybody thought this kid was going to LSU, and apparently last night, Bama came in with some hefty NIL opportunities for Mr. Ricks, and it looks like he is going to pick Alabama today. This feels a lot like the Jacoby Matthews thing from last year, where LSU was competitive with the NIL money. Kid wanted to go to LSU, but a year ago, A&M just kept pressuring him with more money until he finally just went to A&M. And it feels like that's similar what happened here with Bama. So we're going to see. You never know. I mean, until dude signs on the line and faxes in that letter of intent, it's never really over. So we'll see what happens. But that would be very disappointing, because you have a lot of eggs in that Desmond Ricks basket, because your cornerback spot is you're just so thin there. One of the things Brian Kelly said is they're out of the portal. They're done signing 1-year players out of the portal, right? Because you can't build an entire position group around 1-year guys, because if you do, then you're back in the same position every single year. So you got to be able to build through the high school ranks. But right now they haven't done that. If Ricks had signed and he's a day 1 starter as a 5-star corner, well, great. That's a huge boost, because now you lock down one side for 3 years. But if you don't get him, and it looks like you might not, then you got to go back and do the same thing again. You got to go into the portal and get dudes with a lot of experience who might be 1-year players, because you've got to add experience at that position. I mean, I get at some point you're young. At some point guys have to play for the first time, right? And so an ideal situation would be LaTerrence Welch wins a job, and Sevyn Banks plays, and you rotate in there with Stamps and Hughes, and maybe one guy out of the portal gives you some depth, but all the guys are back next year. But how realistic is that? So, don't know. We're about to find out. Heading to Traction this morning. Going to go get a workout in. Looking forward to that. And then heading into the weekend here. All right, red light. Let's see. Derek Cooper, morning, Matt. Feeling confident on Ricks LSU? Nope. I was talking about that. I think he's Bama. At least that's. Oh, look, I've never spoken to Desmond Ricks in my life. Okay, I'm not telling you. I'm not talking to Desmond Ricks. I'm not talking to his family. No idea. I'm just telling you my. I hate to use the word sources, because it sounds so silly because of the way people mock that now, and I don't even mean to use sources. How about this? The people involved in those discussions that I trust seem to feel like it's probably going to be Bama today. How about that? Is that a good way to say it? Going around this big turn on Burbank here. Hey, shout out Traction, by the way. Shout out Hudco. They'll give us a shout over at Hudco, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Love to give you a free, no obligation roofing inspection. Brock, of course, the Banners Orthopedic Clinic. Need an orthopedist, go to Brock. As a matter of fact, the Traction PT over here is a Brock subsidiary. Those are Brock specialists over there at Traction. So, repping them. They helped get me right after my knee surgery, rehabbed over there at Traction PT. And, of course, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. Book a session with Crystal Poche. Relief is just one session away. Let's see. I'm trying to be careful here. Cliff Nelson. I did not see the picture of the turkey. So Cliff is Cliff very, very generously he's frying turkeys for Christmas, and he offered to fry a turkey for Cajun injected turkey for me and for T-Bob. And so I was like, he's like, he had to get them, put them all in the bathtub or something like that. And I was like, take a picture of all these turkeys floating in your bathtub. I want to see it. That's what he's referring to. Jared Espry, what's going on? Trey Willoughby, good morning. Hey, Dad, good morning. From Kansas, got a picture from my dad this morning up visiting my sister in Kansas for Christmas with their family, the 4 kiddos, Alicia and Morgan. So they'll freeze their T-Heinies off. But then again, we're going to freeze our T-Heinies off here in Sola. Sola would be South Louisiana. Derek Cooper. If LSU needs cornerbacks, and if they're high on Ricks, do what you have to get your guy. So here's the thing, Derek Cooper. That's easy to say, right? It's very easy to say. Do what you have to do to get your guy. Okay. You can't. That's the thing about recruiting that's different than the draft or free agency in professional sports. Like, you can't make the kid sign with your school. If you want a player in the draft, you draft him or you trade up. You do what you got to do to trade up. You make him an offer they can't refuse, all that sort of stuff. And that's fine and good in those scenarios, but you can't make a high school kid pick your school. So you're saying we'll do what you have to do with NIL. Okay. I tell you what, Derek, where's your checkbook, bro? I mean, there's a reality associated with some of this that just is what it is, man. And some schools have more money than others. And LSU is a school that doesn't have as much money committed in its collective as other schools, period. I've told y'all that. They wanted to get about $5 million donated or pledged for the collective. They haven't even hit $3 million. So, they're in the twos. I'm just telling you, man, you're going to lose some of those, just what it is. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens today. Maybe maybe somebody swoops in. Maybe there's a white knight that swoops in and, saves the day. And, but it certainly seems like that's going the other way with Desmond Ricks, which is very disappointing. All right. It's so funny here, because I'm at Traction now, and, all the baseball guys are in town. Pap, K. Doty, Cabrera, Blaine Enlow. I'm not trying to just shout out all these guys, but they're all working out. They all work out together in the mornings here. And so I pulled up in the parking lot, just all these big trucks. Just all the baseball guys, they're just big trucks in the parking lot. Anyway, although there's a Maserati. Let's see. Go quickly here, y'all. I got a 9 o'clock workout with Tev, so I got 7 minutes. Strong side is that my Hudco hat sitting in the back seat. I got a whole sleeve of Hudco hats on the back seat and a 104.5 ESPN hat back there as well. Jacob Hibbard, LSU's unwillingness to play the NAL game like Bama. It's not their unwillingness, Jacob. It's not their unwillingness to play the game. It's, do you have enough boosters with enough money that are willing to give enough money? And the answer is no. There are other schools that have deeper pockets. That's not an unwillingness to play the game. They're very willing to play the game. They're trying to play the game. They just don't have as much money. St. Tars, good morning from sunny Puerto Vallarta. Feliz Navidad. Yes, sir. David Riley, what do you think on Ricks? I think Bama. Brian Turner, confident Kelly has a backup plan. Gonna have to do it in the portal, man. Devin Kelly, good morning. Kyle Milliken. Freddie Coleman is in for Key, J. Will, and Max. Dude is so good on radio. I don't see why they keep him stuck on late night. Because Freddie Coleman's really not that good on radio. I hate to tell you that. He's really not. Dalton Barnett, good morning. Okay. But different strokes, man. Different strokes. Okay, smash that like button if you would. Thank you for being here. I'm going to go get this workout in at Traction. Cortland, so the Jackson State tight end is getting death threats when it was up to the quarterback and coach's son who just threw the ball away on 4th down. That's just a terrible situation, man. I feel bad for him. Anyway, I thought he dropped a pass in the end zone. Not that that's any excuse to, like, go throw death threats at some guy. A freaking college kid. Anyway. Carlos Vlon, is LSU looking for 3 corners and 1 tight end in the portal? If we go get one more, what does it say? Maybe another D lineman. I'll tell you this. I think they're going to get another interior defensive lineman. They have got to go get corners, plural. Especially if Ricks does, in fact, sign with Bama today. Corners, plural. And yeah, I mean, I think if the right tight end is there, they're going to do it. Is Brian Polian fired after the recruiting settled it? No. Dalton, I've told you this, man. I've been telling you all this for a long time. He was the first hire Brian Kelly made. Brian Kelly wants him on staff, and I don't think he's getting fired. I think the only thing that potentially could happen is he's sort of reassigned on the staff, but I don't know that that's happening. So, and it wouldn't be after recruiting. It would be after the bowl game. You might see that happen, but keep in mind, I mean, that coaching carousel's spinning. So the longer you wait, the more other jobs get filled and the shallower the pool of candidates. Is it because Desmond is Eli's brother? Why he's going to Bama? Don't start that again. I don't know who that was yesterday, but someone yesterday was just insisting, like he sent me a link. There's a Bleacher Report article that said Desmond Ricks was Eli's brother, but he's 100% not related to Eli Ricks. So, Cliff's joking. Oh, look, another big truck. I don't know if y'all can see it come from behind me. Let's see if you can see it if they drive past me or they park next to me. Look, big truck. Big truck. It's hilarious. Nothing but big trucks in here. All right. They all got these spiders. Like, what is that? Silverado with a spider on it. It's just so funny, dude. There's a Denali with a spider on it. It's so funny, dude. It's like all big, like huge black trucks. All of them. All right, I got to go work out. LSU Daily is already live. Full recap of signing day. Y'all check it out on your favorite podcast app. And what else we got? AFR at 3. We're looking forward to that. And gym by day, swoosh by night. Have a great one. Yeah. All right. Y'all have a good day. And we will see you for AFR 3. Peace.